All right, horizon here, and I'm actually harvesting crops in wintertime. And as you'll see here, harvests are really lower. Look at that, the amount. The other thing is these crops were not planted on good soil. The guy who's taken over farming didn't think about that. He just planted where it was available instead of planting, and I didn't. It's my fault because I didn't tell him. So the quality of the seeds here aren't very good, only because the quality of the soil here, if I inspect it, is going to be not very good. 26, right? So you don't want to plant on anything under quality 70 soil, period. Or you're just going to get shit crops. But it doesn't matter because he's just using this to grind up his advanced farming, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll show you over here the good place that we're setting up once I get this crop done. You notice, little trick here, you notice I'm harvesting crops in F3 mode, right? I hate this. Is really annoying that these little pieces stay here, but that's just part of the graphical glitches. And I'm just basically spamming the mouse click on here. So down here, we're actually setting up a real field. Notice that we do have some floating signs, which are kind of useful. I'm using archery targets just to store wheat. So I'm actually going to place them on every one of the tiles. So as we dig down, it'll be cool, above us is our storage for the wheat and stuff. And then obviously there is a seed here. So I'm just going to put these in here. And if you'll notice down here, this is our flax seed container, practically full, well, full, but about 91 quality, all because these were planted 93, 44, that guy needs to go. I threw some seeds in here that were a mistake, so 91, 55, trash, 80. It all should be here 8 and above, right? 93, 38, that's garbage. 82, 84, and so on. So you can see here the 57. You can go. So it's on the ground. So the idea is when we plant these, we're planting everything is going to be 39, 77, 66, 60, 63, 63. Okay. And I control click, gather all these, throw them down. The unfortunately the wheat is not that case, since some of it will be. Ideally, the stuff here that's smaller will grind. I'm just throwing this in here. I'll let him sort it out. And this here is all going to be plantable. And if you well, we can't. This has all been planted, so I can't shave it. I could shave this one. This is where a beehive is going to go. So if I inspect this, 86 quality. So this whole field's 86 quality. The cool thing is when you drop soil, it's like plowing the soil. So we have all this flax needs to be picked up. Make sure all this wheat's been picked up. Yep, I cleared up all this wheat. And I really want to bring this field down to here, right? So this is all going to get dug out here, by to here, and all the way here, creating a ridge line here, a ridge line here, kind of dividing things off. There'll be gateways in between. So the idea with, excuse me, the idea is even if someone gets on, they've got all these little areas that they have to get in and get out, which becomes a real nightmare for people. So, yeah, probably make this a ridge line here too. You can see what happens after you plant and harvest. The quality of the soil is going down, right? It's actually degrading. All right, so this was 10. Again, stuff that he planted. This is just storage. This is going to go. This is storing, you know, simple, you know, whoops. Ready to go. Actually needs building logs, 10 building logs for this small stable. But we actually need to get a barn up. But let's get the rest of these. Those are all in. These are all. Oops, that's gone. All right. So you can be creative in using containers to hold things on that. All right, next thing I'm going to do is actually important aspect. I don't know why I have water on me here. Actually, I know why I have water on me. It's 100 quality water, 10 quality water. Let's throw the water here. The water is actually used for watering the tiles, so that way when you water the tiles like this here, I can actually gather mushrooms. And if I inspect this tile, you'll see why. It should be pretty high quality soil, so 79. So when I gather mushrooms on these tiles, right, under these trees for cooking, you get high quality mushrooms. This here, lower this here, I saw that I can see the clay. So I'll pick up that clay and drop it off in this cart here. This is stone going into the walls. We did get our big news for Freeport is our gatehouse. Look at that. We have our gatehouse up. So our first building to go up is the gatehouse. And right now we have this is tapered down, going down, right? So you can actually swim in here and get up in here. And then what we can do is actually flatten this to lock it off if we want a double lock off. And yeah. So I'm going to go, look, all my trees are popping up here. I'm going to go look for oaks, plant some more trees over here in Freeport. So I'm trying to revitalize this area by planting trees for folks. I'm a little laggy here. Sorry for my frame rate. My frame rate is actually not that bad, but for some reason on the video capture, it captures it slower. Let's eat some food. Oh, I brought those damn apples. I didn't mean to bring those apples. Great. I'll drop those off at Pig's house. And I should have brought some money. To bring money. So I can worship to see how many days we're doing here. 16 days. What I can do is expand the claim a little. Claim resize, right? Now that money isn't too much of a hassle for us. All right, so hit F4. The new claim is going to go here, right? So that means I can plant trees all in here. Inspect. Worship. I don't know what when that goes up, it's going to probably cut down significantly since I've significantly changed the size. So things that I want to leave here, for example, these apples, 64. Some billets. Actually, these billets, let's put billets in here. If we can do more. Now, something I do, if I can get up here. Kind of tricky. There it goes. And the cart's up here. The only way to reach the cart. Let's carry a saw with me in case I run out. I don't know why I have that in there. Somewhere it's 100 quality soil there. That's good to take back with me. People dropping off some moose heads, some that there. It's kind of cool. Moose head. Let's see what's on the. Oh, take some. I could eat that. Stam prep. That's going to give me my. See, my stam's going up now. All right. I'm going to add more trees around here. Get more soil. Yeah, always make sure you run in F3. These are traps here. You got traps everywhere. Right there is a trap. I nearly fell into it. Kind of hidden. Very hard to see. These traps. Someone's cut down a tree. Uproot. Plant another one. So as people plant trees, replant the trees. I have maple. Yeah, plant a maple here. This is kind of a low-level maple. So some people are starting to cut the trees down, which is cool. This is forest soil. Yep. $27, $26. Cut this down. So the reason why I'm cutting this down is I want to flatten this one side here to make a trap. I call it troll hole. So it's 26. It's 26. What I hear is flatten. So the reason why I'm flattening is if I got three sides flattened, like this one here, now I can plant, and probably want to grab a sprout from a hazelnut tree. Hazelnut trees make great little there's some more from here. Okay, so here I'm going to plant a hazelnut tree. And then I can put 15 down on here. Put another hazelnut tree here. As you can see, it really obscures the vision, right? Put some more down here. Grab another. Some more hazelnuts. So this is a good spot for another trap. But this is the only problem is this isn't I'm gonna do it anyway. So the way I set up a trap, right? I look at this is 29, that's 26, this is 26. All right, so I'm gonna flatten this tile here. See what you want to do to create a troll hole, right? Is to flatten the four sides. So it's one side, right? This side here, we're going to actually split this dirt. Since it's going to be, I actually want this to be forest soil, right? I actually want to lower this here. I should put forest soil on that. Okay, put force all on this one. Okay, and then I'm going to lower this one here. Lower ground, cool. So I want to take down this 15 and put force soil. Now I'm going to keep digging out the other hole, right? That's going to be the content. All right, so now I can put down the force soil on this hole. I can go on to start digging this one down. So I'm going to lower this down to 6. This now allows me to flatten this one here. I'm nearly done with the flattening. The cool thing is when the flattening is hidden, right? I'm going to flatten this one too. Actually, I'm going to lower this one. It's interesting. I'm getting other reads here. So 50 quality, 2 quality. So there's some quality. So I can make another. Let's say I do 4 here. 3 6. So I'm going to raise this to 3 9. 3 7. Okay, that's 3 9, right? I'll raise this one to that's 14 actually. Yep, so that's good. That's 3 9. This is going to come down, so we're going to make another trap here, but I might as well bring this up to 3 9 because I'm going to make this all 14. So I'm getting rid of the soil that I'm going to be digging out by start prepping for another trap. 3 9 3 9. Oops. 14, so it's all ready. Here, I can bring this one up a little bit. Just getting rid of content. All right, so now from here, I can flatten. Isn't that right? 3 6. This is flattened here. So I'm marking the trap by marking the 4 sides of the trap, right? Okay. And this content, what I need now is soil. Well, I need to get rid of this soil anyway. So I'm going to dig this down. And since this is all red, it can't collapse. So now this becomes the content. So I can just be, every time I get 60, I want to divide by 30. Right? 60, divide by 30. And the way to do it is just by clicking on it. Right? Even if you're a little bit off, doesn't matter. 60. That's a nice troll hole. Anti-cav. And it's as far as I can go. Right? I'm not full. So now what I can do is start preparing this next trap. Right? Remember, this is going to be 14s. Right? So now I can just cut these in half. We're making all this 14. We're actually turning all of this regular soil into forest soil, right? By using the material that I grabbed from the other one. That's on there. So this is 14. 3 9 is here. Right, so we can lower this here. So now from 14, I can mark out the next one by flattening, right? Flattening. All right, this is going to be dug out, lower. Oh, my my shovel went? Oh, no, I do have that one. Always carry a backup shovel. And lower. And as I'm lowering, I can be splitting. Okay. All right, nicely stopped. Put the 15 on this one. On this one. Stack all that because I'm going to be dumping it. All right. So now, ideally, I want to grab hazelnut trees around this. Usually I can get 2 hazelnut trees per hazelnut. But for some reason it doesn't auto pick, so you have to do a double pick for them. Nope, that one didn't. Maybe I already picked these guys. And then what I want to do, this one wasn't flattened. Make sure it's flattened. If it doesn't flat, then basically the tile will break down and you can't make the troll hole. All right. And what I do here is get the hazel tree. Okie dokie. And then I can start looking for another location. Ideally, what I want to find one is with forest soil. And you can just simply click on the ground or find something like this here, right? We know this is forest soil. I'm going to gather the sprout off this guy, okay? And we're going to use him as the center of the trap. And we're going to put another one around it. So basically 5.7, 5.8, 5.8. So 5.8 is what I want to do. Okay. So I'm going to bring this to 5.7. Now I could drop down 15s at a time, but it's not necessary. Only because there's lots of soil that I want to get rid of, right? So as I dig out these other places, 5.8. Might as well 5.6. That's 5. Oh, we're doing 5.8, aren't we? Okay. So we want one more here. And then getting rid of this, getting this guy ready. Right, this guy ready here. So now I can start flattening the corners to show me. Oh, didn't like that, did it? Flatten ground. It doesn't like that because this guy is blocking it probably because it's a 5.8. So now I can cut this down. I think it's either this one or the other one. And I know that I have a ton of forest soil under here that I can now pick up and distribute, making the forest. So the whole point of the troll hole actually is to mine out forest soil to spread around, okay, to create an area that people riding their horses hate. All right, so now I can lower this here. Oops, lower. And I'm going to get forest soil. And as I get the forest soil to 60, remember at 60 you split. So every time you get 60. The reason for that, it's a little bit easier to split in halves than to split like 15. So now what I can do is turn this guy to 0.8, right? Because remember, 0.8 is our, actually I should have done 0.9, but this guy to 0.8. And then now I can flatten this guy here. Right? I should be able to flatten this guy here. Blocked by this guy right here. All right. So I'm going to gather the sprouts and cut him out. What quality is he? 63 quality. It's not a bad little. Maybe get another one out of him. Nope, doesn't like 2. So we're going to cut this guy down. Dig him out. And that way I can splat. And then I got 5.6 here. So I really need to turn this to 5.8. Which I probably can do. So that should now flatten here. See if that can flatten. So usually there's something that's going to stop you from flattening. Lower this guy. I'm lowering this guy so I can plant the forest soil on him. All right. All right, and then I can lower this guy here. Plant him. And now we can get the corner, every side flattened. All right, hope you enjoyed this video.